One thing sorely lacking from movies these days is boobs. Masculine values such as perseverance, determination, honor, and loyalty. And while A Knight's Tale is lacking in the former, it has plenty of the latter. A simple premise executed well that imparts timeless themes in a diegetic way, a cast of characters you can't help but root for, and some damn impressive practical work with the jousting scenes. This sport needs to make a comeback pronto. Rugby looks like a pillow fight in comparison, and I doubt folk will feel inclined to disrespect any banner under the threat of taking a lance to the face. Anyhow, the story follows William, a peasant squire looking to change his stars and become something more than he was born to be. When his mentor, Sir Ector, dies mid-tourney, he gets his first taste of glory that drives him to enlist his two friends, Roland and Wat, to help him impersonate a knight and become champion. He is joined in this endeavor by Geoffrey Chaucer. Okay, sure, whatever you say, Vision. Chaucer forges documents to pass William off as Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein, and while needing some repairs to his armor, is joined by Kate the blacksmith. Got a chuckle out of the modern feminist mentality in medieval Europe, but whatever, it's fine. We're having fun, and Kate is cool. While at his first tourney, William falls for a lady named Jocelyn, but it won't be an easy catch. She plays hard to get and is also pursued by Count Adhemar, who not only delights in taunting William at every turn, but gloats after handing William his first resounding defeat. This puts William on the warpath. Becoming champion now means more than winning tournaments. He is hell-bent on proving that arrogant asshole wrong. But this ambition puts him at odds with Jocelyn, who demands he lose at jousting to prove that he loves her after they had a little spat. It takes half the Paris tournament and a montage for her to eventually come back around. Seriously, dude, if she isn't at least a C-cup, don't take the punishment. Also, how did he still manage to win after all those losses? Whatever. Everything works out in the end, and he claims both mantle and damsel. But William's accomplishments do not go unnoticed. Adhemar, who was called back to war while William racked up his victories, returns to London for the World Championship, and the stage is set for our boss fight. But oh no, Adhemar discovers William's secret and our boy is arrested, bound for the stocks. It seems this is the end for our hero, but he is saved by Edward, the Black Prince of Wales. See, William showed both mercy and honor towards the prince, who also needed to disguise himself so that he could compete at a couple previous tournaments. Nobody wants to knock the future king off their horse now, do they? As repayment for William's actions, Edward gives William an official knighthood and the opportunity to face down Adhemar once and for all. Despite Adhemar's tomfuckery with tipped lances in the match, William powers through injury and pain and comes out on top. As I said, the character work is amazing. Everyone is fleshed out with their own unique abilities and personalities, and how they interacted made the relationship feel real. William's can-do attitude is balanced by Roland's practical sensibilities. Wat is the hot-headed firebrand, often clashing with Chaucer, but is fiercely loyal to his friend, doing whatever it takes to see William succeed. Chaucer has a penchant for trouble, but at no point becomes a burden, while Kate is happy to ply her trade in a meaningful way to someone that appreciates her work. I felt invested in this ragtag band of misfits as they clawed their way up the listings, and the moment at the end where they're telling William to run to avoid arrest hit like a ton of bricks. And on that note, the movie does a great job with tone. Comedic beats land and the more serious moments are allowed to breathe. No half-assed Marvel humor here, just good old scene structure on display. At no point does the story feel like it's bogged down in exposition, hampered by convoluted setup, nor staggering to move the plot forward. It flows well from scene to scene, letting the characters drive the narrative, and not once was I waiting for something to happen. The jousting scenes looked painful as hell. Glad to be reminded there was a time before CGI slop where cast and crew actually had to earn their paychecks instead of just standing in front of a volume. The few times CGI was employed, well, it does date the movie, but those moments are rare and in no way does it detract from the story. I can only imagine what the insurance bill must have looked like for this movie, but the props and costumes budget clearly wasn't affected. Serious effort went into making the world feel alive and believable. As for themes, the movie has a lot to say. However, it does it in a manner where they arise from the characters' actions and choices, and not from contrived bullshit dropped in to service a message. Although William is not officially a knight until the end, he conducts himself accordingly, believing in his heart that he is one. He never backs down from a challenge, yet will show mercy and compassion when called for. The whole team remains loyal to William, refusing to abandon him to a rabid mob while he's restrained in the stocks. It's rare to see such masculine virtues displayed from modern releases. I shudder to think what this movie would look like if it were made today. I did have an issue with the final act. As mentioned, Adhemar pulls some jackassery by tipping his lances in the final bout. I get that Adhemar wants William dead, but wouldn't that be an easy thing to get disqualified for? Everyone on William's team notices the lance is tipped once it's pulled out of his shoulder. Not very subtle. Wouldn't showing that to the prince or whoever is officiating the tourney get Adhemar disqualified?
Stupid bastard.
It made him feel one-dimensional and not at all the competent yet arrogant nobleman who takes delight in mocking those beneath him. And it's not like Adhemar is a slouch either. He beat William the first time around, and even with William gaining experience in his absence, I would imagine Adamar is still far more practiced than William with a comparable, if not greater, lineup of tourney wins. Besides, the script did set up that injuries, possibly deaths, can happen. Prince Edward was injured when he first tilted against William, and Adamar did reveal how the lances are blunted when first speaking with Jocelyn. He also did say accidents happen. So why not just remove the blunting and let the accident look more natural than an obvious metal point driven into a man's shoulder? If anything needed to be changed in this movie, it would be this. Let William get injured in a manner that doesn't make Adamar look like a moron, so that William can still soldier through pain and injury to claim victory. Either way, it was still satisfying watching Adamar get knocked on his ass. All in all, A Knight's Tale is a wholesome good ride from start to finish. Writers these days could learn a thing or two about how themes and stories should arise diegetically through the characters. But then again, they themselves don't hold such values as daring to dream, never backing down, showing honor in every action, and remaining loyal to those around you. I think if we get movies going in this direction again, boobs will start to make a comeback. Oh, and make sure to stick around for the after credits scene.